Hey there, so I just wanted to hop on and do a little video all about a really simple thing that you can make, that you can do, that can be really good for healing postnatally, specifically for healing and soothing and calming your perineum, whether you've had a tear and some stitches, whether you've had a tear that's healing naturally, whether you've had an episiotomy and stitches, or whether you haven't had any of those things, but still, after a vaginal labour and birth, that area can be swollen, feel very tender, and need some TLC and something to feel more comfortable, and that can be really important. So something you can do and have prepared antenatally, and have it ready for when you need it postnatally, or if you've already had your baby, you can do these things now, and something you can make yourself, and that's really natural and simple to do and can be really effective and really soothing. So it's a bit of a Blue Peter job. The things you will need, the ingredients list. We're going to make a little spritz, a homemade perineal spray, and then we're also going to use that to make some frozen maternity pads, which can be really calming and soothing. Okay, so you're going to need some pads to make the frozen pads, the big maternity ones, whether they're reusable ones or single-use ones, whatever you're planning on using. You'll also need a spritz bottle, a spray bottle, ideally a glass one, because the essential oils are in there and they tend to keep better, but if you've only got plastic one, that will do. It's not going to last for too long. Some witch hazel, distilled witch hazel without any alcohol in. This is from Boots in the UK. That's a really easy place to get hold of it. Boots or Superdrug or any kind of pharmacy or chemist, you'll get hold of that. It's inexpensive. And a couple of essential oils. You can either use two of them or just the lavender. So lavender essential oil, really good. It's really soothing and calming and healing as well, so it's a great one to have. You might already have it in the house. It's inexpensive. You can get it in Boots. These are from Neal's Yard. They're really good. You can also get different brands like Tisserand, which is also a really good quality one. So some of that, and also some tea tree if you have it. Again, tea tree is inexpensive. It's a really useful oil to have. It's great for bites and cuts and insect bites and all those kind of things. So those two oils are my suggestion, but you might just have one of them and that would still be okay. So to make the spritz, you take your bottle and you're going to fill it half up with the witch hazel. So decant it in carefully, use a funnel or, do it over the sink. I'm not going to do it now because I'll just make a mess, won't I? But half fill your bottle with witch hazel. And then we'll put the essential oils in. So we're going to put in that bottle 5 drops of lavender. This is like about 100 ml, that bottle size, which is, makes a decent amount. 5 drops of lavender into there. Don't worry if you do, a couple more, it's fine. It's really diluted. And then 5 more of the tea tree, which is really good, antiseptic, antifungal, really good at healing and soothing too. If you've only got lavender, you could put 10 drops in, you could double that up. And then you're going to top that rest of that bottle up with either some distilled water, but most people will not have that in the house. Just boil a kettle, let it cool, and then top it up with that cool boiled water and top your bottle up to the top. So it's half witch hazel, half water, and your essential oils in there. And then you put the spritz lid back on, give it a shake to disperse the oils, and then you're ready to go. And that you can spray then directly on your perineum and just to soothe. Keep it in the fridge, A, because it'll keep longer, and B, because the coolness of the fridge will feel much nicer on that area postnatally. So it's really calming and soothing and healing. All those ingredients are going to help with that, and the coldness will help too. So you can just use that as a spritz, perineal spritz, whatever you want to call it, and spray it directly on there. The other thing you can do is to make these maternity pads with the benefit of that spritz and some aloe vera gel on a maternity pad and freeze them. So take some aloe vera gel. I've just misplaced mine, but anyway, imagine a bottle of aloe vera gel, and it either comes in like a pump bottle or a squeeze bottle, and just drizzle some down, okay, the whole length of the pad. Use the back of a clean spoon and just kind of rub it in a little bit. So you're rubbing it down to get it in, And the aloe vera, again, is natural. You may want to make sure there's no kind of fragrance or anything in the aloe vera. It's just aloe vera. Really cooling, really calming. If you've ever used it for things like sunburn and things, it really takes the heat and the intensity out of things. And that's what we want. Aloe vera on first, and then making your spray, or using your spray, and spritz that on. So give it a good spritz. Not completely soaked through, but a good amount on there, because you still want the absorbency of the pads for your lochia. And when you've done that, you simply roll and fold those up again, and then put them either into a plastic Ziploc bag and put a number of them in there and seal the top, put them in the freezer. Or if you're not using plastic free, if you're using aluminium foil, wrap them in some aluminium foil so you can then reuse and recycle the aluminium foil. So just so there's something surrounding them, they're not directly just in the freezer. So you've got them to hand. So either in the bag or in the foil. And do maybe 6 to 8 to 10 of those, at least initially, and you've got them there. Forget about them. Then, when you need to use them, take them out of the freezer, leave them for a couple of minutes so they're flexible enough, okay? They're frozen really solid and they've softened up a little bit, but they're still very cold. You put those, stick them straight into your pants, and you've got that coldness, and you've got the benefits of the aloe vera and of the witch hazel and the essential oils from the spritz directly on your perineum. And that can just feel so soothing. Some people will use ice packs and things, which is also, you can do that, but this has got the benefits of those natural and healing, antiseptic, essential oils. The witch hazel is healing, the aloe vera is soothing. It's just a really nice thing. It's completely natural, and it's really simple, and you can do it yourself and have them ready in the freezer. So they're my two kind of top tips in preparation, ideally, because it's good to know about this stuff when you're pregnant, what it might be like, what you might need. So the spritz and the maternity pads can just be really helpful to feel more comfortable. And feeling comfortable is really important, because you tend to spend a lot of time postnatally with a small baby sitting down, feeding the baby falls asleep on you. And if you're sitting down and in discomfort, because there's pressure on the area, and if you're in discomfort and feel uncomfortable sitting, it's going to be harder to feed the baby. If you're breastfeeding and you're in pain and discomfort, then you know, that's not going to help with the oxytocin, and that's not going to help with your milk letdown and production of milk. So it all just makes everything more difficult. So pain relief and things to soothe and calm your perineum are really important, and to really, you know, help that healing process as well. So whether you have a tear or a graze or a cut or an episiotomy and stitches, these can be helpful, or whether it's just feeling quite, you know, bruised and swollen down there, which is really normal after a vaginal birth. Or you've got hemorrhoids, piles, again, these can be great for that too. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Something you can do, it's great to do at the end of pregnancy and doing all your nesting and all that kind of stuff, but if you didn't get around to what I didn't know and it's useful now, make them now, put them in the freezer. In an hour's kind of time, they'll be kind of ready to go. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. I'm really kind of passionate about helping women understand all about their pelvic floor and their perineum and what goes on in pregnancy and labour and what they can do to support themselves. So if you're interested in learning more about that, the thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, we don't talk enough about vaginas and vulvas and pelvic floors and perineums and all that stuff, and how to prepare and what's normal and when to get help and all that stuff, then do check out my course. All about the pelvic floor in pregnancy and postnatally, covers everything from exercises and pelvic floor, and what to expect, and loads of top tips and how to prepare yourself. Covers all the things that I think are missing from courses, and also all the books that I read. It's very much usually a passing comment, but it's really important, because we don't talk about it. People struggle with it and go on postnatally with things that they shouldn't be struggling with, and there's help and support for you. So from something as simple as this, these kind of top tips and makes, but also much more understanding how your body works, how to prevent or how to support yourself in potentially preventing tearing or an episiotomy, understanding what it is in pregnancy, why it might be necessary, what different choices and options are, all of that stuff, giving you a really good understanding of your body, basically, and your recovery. So check that out. But I hope this in itself has been helpful and supportive to you too. So take care, lovely people, and see you soon. Bye.